I recently received a trade-up offer from my Subaru dealer. Now, I understand that they want to sell cars, that's their business, and that's fine. I don't mind getting these offers. I could have just ignored it, but I thought it was important to document exactly why I didn't find the offer appealing. It was kind of a lowball offer on my trade, but that's not really the issue. Numbers can be negotiated. Uh, that's not the problem. No, the bigger issue is that I don't find the new product as attractive as the car it would replace. And in this video, I'll tell you why. I have a 2018 Impreza sedan in limited trim. I'm a longtime Subaru customer, this being my third, and honestly, I really like the brand, and my current car has been no exception. It's got the right mix of features that I look for in a daily driver. It's got a robust all-wheel drive system to tackle those northeastern winters. And thanks to the trim level that I chose, it has a nice interior with leather seats, as well as a tasteful chrome or brushed aluminum accent here or there. It gives a taste of upmarket aesthetics without the upmarket price. Overall, it's an easy car to live with in rain, snow, or fair weather. Not to mention that with regular maintenance, I've enjoyed the much touted Subaru reliability, avoiding any major issues so far, fingers crossed. It's a little underpowered owing to its 2-liter 152 horsepower engine, but for the type of driving I typically do, it's good enough. With all of that said, it is getting a little bit older, and this is about the time that I start to look around the market and see what the next candidate might be to occupy my garage. I was seriously considering another Impreza, or maybe a Legacy, but Subaru's not going to make the Legacy anymore, so it was back to the Impreza. However, driving the new version in RS trim really changed my mind about potentially getting an Impreza for my next car. If I could buy my exact same car with 0 miles on it for a similar price to what I paid for it, I'd be happy to do so. However, you can't do that. Subaru has made a lot of changes to the car, and I'm sorry to say I found most of them to be steps in the wrong direction. Subaru nixed the limited trim, so all those nice features I mentioned earlier, like leather upholstery, are not available, not even as an option with an upcharge. Comparing the interiors, I found that the new car just looked cheap. There are no carbon fiber accents, no chrome touches. It's all just this monochromatic, bland gray and black everywhere. The door padding is this cloth material that I could see easily getting stained and discolored over time from the inevitable encounters with sun and rain through the window, unlike the leather inserts on my 2018. The seats were very squishy and didn't support my hips properly. Despite retaining all the same power adjustability as the old car, I struggled to find a comfortable seating position. The leather seats in the old car are firmer but still somehow more comfortable, and they're also easier to clean to boot. What Subaru has done to the user controls is perhaps the most disappointing of all. They took away the handbrake, for example, and replaced it with this electric thing. Unlike the traditional handle that simply pulls up and pushes down, this new switch, once engaged, has the driver hold the brake pedal and then put the car in gear in order for it to release. At least through my experimentation in my brief time with the car, this is what I found worked. What used to take one control and one hand now takes a foot and 3 controls and a hand. The manual brake works without power, making it useful in emergency situations when the electrical system might be inoperable. In the current iteration, as far as I know, there's no way to stop the car and prevent it from rolling without power. In my view, this is a step backwards from the rugged appeal that Subaru has historically gone for. I'm not a fan of this idea of manufacturers need to replace time-tested simple mechanical systems with over-engineered gadgetry. There seems to be little or no practical benefit to the user. Now, if the previously mentioned changes were missteps, what they've done to the center stack is kind of a tragedy. Where are the environmental controls? Why is there an iPad stuck where the buttons and knobs should be? Unfortunately, Subaru seems to be following this unwelcome trend of replacing physical knobs and buttons with touchscreens. I can operate my 2018 with muscle memory and feel. The knobs and buttons for temperature control are intuitive and easy to operate while keeping my eyes on the road. Some of the operations accomplished so easily in the old car required navigating through a menu system using a touchscreen in the new vehicle. It takes both more steps and more driver attention. This is not only impractical, but it's dangerous, which is surprising coming from Subaru. It's a brand that has historically prioritized safety. Now, to be fair, there is the ability to move the temperature up and down with a button on the new car, which is good, but the knob was better. It was easier to reach for. And if you want to do anything else, like change your vent configuration, where the heat's coming from, that still requires you to use the menu system. Now, it's not all bad. There were a few things that I did think were good ideas. They bumped the horsepower from 152 up to 180. They added support for wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and they added a wireless phone charger. They also moved the USB ports for charging your phone from the center armrest to the front, just under the center screen. Those are good quality of life and performance improvements that I can get behind. It's really too bad that they're overshadowed by the poor choices that were made elsewhere. So, after my time with the new Impreza and comparing it to what I'm already driving, I'm convinced that unless things change, unless Subaru rolls back some of the decisions that were made, I'm going to do my car shopping elsewhere when the time comes. Now, I hope to enjoy my current car for many more miles. I enjoy what Subaru as a brand has offered in the past, but as the saying goes, they just don't make them like they used to. So, unless Subaru can go back to their roots of offering high levels of practicality and safety, my current third Subaru may be my last. I just can't bring myself to love the new Subaru, and after all, isn't that what's supposed to make a Subaru a Subaru?